Hey traders, Raghee here, and in this recap video we're going to cover some of the content that we talked about in the chat room this morning, and also some of what we discussed in the post-close wrap-up. And I think in that you'll find some good ideas and some insight into the trades that we took today and some of the management. All right, so let's get to it. Taking a look at the Dow, let's start with the Dow here. And looking at where we are right now on the YM. This morning in the chat room, and this was the chat that we do between 8 and 9:20 Eastern, pre-market, emphasis on pre-market futures and Forex. And the trade was a risk appetite play. Now, part of the prelude to this was yesterday, so this would have been Monday evening. You know, part of the premium video was a setup in the euro versus the yen. And this was on the missile that North Korea shot across the bow, essentially, of Japan, and the way in which the euro yen sold off. Now, there's a number of reasons we chose that pair, and mostly it's because of the strength in the euro. And if we are going to see the yen lose ground against something, it's preferably against a stronger individual currency. Another reason I liked the euro yen is those of you that do not trade Forex can also trade the RYU, Euro FX yen cross rate, on the future side. So, by the way, you know, we do talk quite a bit about Forex in Simpler Futures. In fact, you know, there's a section dedicated, if you didn't notice. Well, it's hard to see here, but there is a section dedicated to currencies, mainly Forex, because I've been a Forex trader for going on 18 years now. And part of what we do is cover a lot of what the currencies can tell us about the overall market, risk appetite, risk aversion. I think it's very interesting that earlier in the day, the yen and the Swiss franc were sitting up here telling the market, yeah, early part of the day, we're probably seeing some risk aversion, but then the Swissy and the yen started sliding to the right, to the weak side as the day progressed, and we saw the strength in equities. Well, the strength in equities for us was played best on the most resilient of the four markets that we watch: Nikkei, Nas, S&P, and Dow. This being the YM, we had a range, and this was the 21,265 to 21,580 range. Now, oftentimes when we have a level like 265 and it ends up being between 21,250 and 21,280, so it will go with the upper major psychological level. This is actually a minor, so I go with the upper psychological level. This is a minor psych, and this is a major psych. And you'll notice just how often price action tends to congregate around these areas, almost like magnets now, not just congregating, but attracted to these levels. So if you went with 265, that happened to be the low during the clearing. And if you went with the 280 level, that would be a 285 entry. And what we were looking for was a move just to the upper end of the Darvis. So this was a pretty straightforward play. All the levels were dictated by previous or current Darvis levels. And this was one way. It was a complementary play to the euro yen. We had long. You know, as long as that euro yen's strong, there's a pretty good chance we'll see strength in equities, and the Dow would be one of the most resilient. So this is an excellent kind of twofold euro yen buy in the Asian session, which we discussed in the premium video, and then during the chat. Now, what about during the post-close? Well, during the post-close, we talked quite a bit about how we want to set up for a potential New Zealand dollar play, and also how we want to potentially set up for gold and for, you know, my favorite right now, copper. We'll talk about that in the premium video, but the New Zealand dollar is next up in terms of the Forex markets we're watching, with Governor Wheeler speaking next. And I just want to mention something here as we wrap up our recap. On December October the 7th. That is a Saturday, October the 7th, in Dallas, Texas. I'm going to be doing a full day workshop, hands-on, take notes, and intensive workshop on specifically Forex. This is going to be something we'll be putting on, a simpler trading Forex event, and it will be, wait for it, free. So mark that on your calendars. This is not going to be fluff. If any of you have attended any of my free webinars, you know they are full-on workshops. This one's going to be live and in person. So if you are in the Dallas area or you are nearby or can get there, this is definitely well worth your time. By the way, at the same time, just to kind of add some extra bang for your buck, which it's not going to cost you anything, the money show will be on at the same hotel. So if you want to attend the money show and then come attend the workshop on Saturday, you can kind of take a look at the speakers of the money show and then come spend the day with me talking a whole lot of currency. So I'll give you more details as we get closer to the event, but it will be, I think, 9 to 5 Central in Dallas, Saturday, October 7th. All right. Now, if you're new to Forex, this is exactly what you are going to need, just in-depth indicators, pair selection, how to use the platform, the different tools that I use. I mean, this is really going to be from the ground up. And for those of you that are a little bit more advanced in Forex but may not be aware of how I trade currencies, I'll teach you how I've been taking, we're up to about, 1,200 pips, almost 1,200 pips in the Euro US right now. And I'm going to talk about what other currencies I think are poised to make moves like that. I think 2018 is going to be a big year for Forex. So mark it on your calendars, and it will be, just so you know, it will be at the Dallas Regency, the Dallas Hyatt Regency, I believe is where it's going to be. So check it out, and I will see you in the next update.